In the fiery depths of ancient forges, humanity discovered more than just metals. They unearthed the secrets of the cosmos and the transformative power of the human spirit. Welcome, Rebel of the Arcane, to the Dark Primordial. I'm your host, Ken Schroer, and today we're discussing the role of metals and metallurgy from the lens of spiritual and occultic traditions across human history. In the dawn of human civilization, metals were more than just elements extracted from the earth. To ancient societies, the art of metalworking held profound spiritual meaning, something that would shape their cultures and beliefs for centuries. It wasn't merely about survival or advancement. It was an initiation into the mysteries of the earth, a divine art that called upon cosmic energies. When we look at the development of metallurgy, we're not just observing the birth of technology. We're witnessing humanity's first steps into the sacred world of alchemy and transformation. So light your incense, grab your favorite snack, and learn why metals and metallurgy have and continue to captivate practitioners of magic across the globe.
In the earliest days of civilization, metalworking wasn't just a skill. It was a sacred art, one that brought humankind into contact with powerful cosmic forces. To ancient societies, the mastery of metal was akin to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Metals weren't just raw materials, but gifts from the earth, imbued with divine energies, waiting to be awakened. For these early smiths and artisans, learning metallurgy was a rite of passage, a transformative practice that granted them access to secrets held in the heart of the earth. The transition from stone to metal marked a significant shift in human consciousness. The discovery of metal ores, gleaming veins, embedded within rock, seemed miraculous. Extracting these metals required great physical effort, but the process also demanded something even more profound: a willingness to commune with the earth's mysteries. In ancient societies, mining and smelting were seen as acts of reverence. For the early Egyptians, Sumerians, and other ancient cultures, metal ores represented hidden knowledge, buried deep within the earth as if by the gods themselves. As these civilizations learned to extract, refine, and ship up metals, they began to see parallels between metalworking and spiritual transformation. The forge became a sacred place, a crucible where raw, impure ore could be transformed into something precious and powerful. In the fire, metalworkers witnessed the cycle of death and rebirth, as impure elements were burned away to reveal the metal's true essence. This act mirrored spiritual purification, with fire serving as the transformative force that could cleanse the soul and align it with divine energy. In The Forge and the Crucible, Mircea Eliade explores how early metalworkers were often seen as shamans or priests. Their knowledge was considered both practical and mystical, and they held a revered status within society. Working with metals was seen as an initiation into the mysteries of creation. The blacksmith or metallurgist was not merely crafting tools. They were harnessing elemental forces, participating in a cosmic drama that involved fire, earth, water, and air. Each metal was thought to contain an energy or spirit unique to its element, and mastering these energies gave metalworkers a kind of magical authority, a connection to both the earth and the heavens. As civilizations evolved, metals became intertwined with spiritual practice, each metal embodying a different aspect of the cosmos. Gold, radiant and incorruptible, was linked to the sun, symbolizing divine power, purity, and eternity. It was so revered in Egypt that only the highest-ranking priests and pharaohs were permitted to work with or wear gold, as it was thought to embody the flesh of the gods. Silver, the mirror-like metal, was associated with the moon and feminine deities, representing the cyclical nature of life, intuition, and the mystical unknown. Bronze, an alloy of copper, and tin, became the metal of the warrior and the craftsman, symbolizing strength through unity, a balance of opposites in harmony, much like the union of male and female energies. In cultures such as those of ancient Greece, Mesopotamia, and India, metals also held talismanic properties. Weapons, tools, and even jewelry were believed to carry protective powers derived from the metal's inherent properties. Iron, for instance, was not only used for weapons, but also revered for its ability to ward off evil. This belief became so entrenched that even today, iron horseshoes are nailed above doorways as symbols of protection. In the Andes, pre-Columbian cultures saw the smelting and shaping of metals as sacred acts. According to Heather Lechtman in Metals and Metallurgy in ancient Peru, the Moche, Chavin, and Inca civilizations believed metals embodied the life force of Pachamama, the Earth Mother. By forging metals, they were not only honoring her, but inviting her spirit to live within their artifacts. These metals became powerful spiritual symbols, linking the people to their deities, ancestors, and the natural world. Artifacts crafted from gold and silver were offerings to the gods, intended to create a bridge between the material and spiritual worlds. Shamans and priests wore metal amulets as symbols of their power, believing that the metals amplified their spiritual abilities and provided protection from malevolent forces. The spiritual landscape of ancient societies was shaped by the metaphysical implications of metalworking. The act of transforming ore into metal mirrored the process of inner alchemy, a journey of self-refinement and enlightenment. In ancient Greece, the god Hephaestus was the divine blacksmith, shaping weapons and armor for the gods. His forge was a place of creation and destruction, a metaphor for the trials and transformations that every soul must undergo. In Norse mythology, dwarves, considered master metalworkers, crafted Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, which represented the unbreakable bond between gods and mortals, nature and spirit. Each strike of the hammer, each casting and cooling, became symbolic of humankind's own journey of refinement. Ancient metalworkers witnessed the power of fire to change, purify, and destroy, an elemental truth that was transposed onto the soul. Just as metals are mined, purified, and shaped, human beings were thought to undergo similar processes in the pursuit of wisdom, courage, and spiritual perfection. This connection between metallurgy and the human spirit gave rise to practices that integrated metals directly into spiritual rituals. With every ritual tool crafted from metal, from iron-bound swords to silver chalices, ancient societies reaffirmed their connection to these primal forces. The spirits of metals were called upon in rites of protection, purification, and invocation. Metalworking, in all its complexity, wove together the elements, harmonizing earth, fire, air, and water in an intricate dance that spoke to the essence of the universe itself. Through the mastery of metal, ancient societies found a path to understanding the cosmos, one forge and flame at a time. In this light, metallurgy became a sacred tradition, not merely for what it produced, but for the spiritual journey it demanded. This journey of seeking, struggling, transforming, was a pathway toward enlightenment, a reminder that true alchemy is as much about inner transformation as it is about crafting gold from lead. Ancient metallurgists, in many ways, were the first alchemists, holding the keys to hidden realms and demonstrating that, in the crucible of life, the human spirit, too, could be refined and perfected. By the Middle Ages, the art of metallurgy had evolved beyond mere utility and into a mysterious science known as alchemy. Alchemists were not only scholars and experimenters. They were seekers on a mystical path, striving to understand the cosmos through the transformative properties of metals. In their laboratories, they believed that every reaction, every chemical process, mirrored a divine truth, a reflection of the larger cosmic order. In the symbols and steps of alchemy, metals became metaphors, embodying profound spiritual insights. Alchemy held that metals were not static, but were in a constant state of transformation, evolving within the earth, striving towards the ideal of gold, a metal seen as perfect, untarnished, and eternal. This life cycle of metals was more than just an idea. It was a cornerstone of alchemical belief, rooted in the conviction that everything in nature moves toward an ideal state. In this philosophy, alchemy became a blueprint for both personal and cosmic evolution. To the alchemist, metals were not dead or inanimate. They were alive, imbued with a spirit that could be cultivated, purified, and ultimately perfected. Alchemical transformations, calcination, dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation were seen as both literal chemical processes and spiritual metaphors. Each step in the transmutation of metals mirrored an inner purification of the soul, a stripping away of impurities to reveal a more enlightened golden state. Calcination, the burning of material to ash, symbolized the destruction of ego and worldly attachments. Dissolution, the breaking down of compounds, represented the dissolving of past identities, allowing the practitioner to open to new insights. Step by step, alchemical processes turned the base and common into the rare and exalted, a journey that alchemists believed was as much about spiritual enlightenment as it was about transforming lead into gold. In alchemical symbolism, each metal was aligned with a specific planet, representing a unique set of virtues, challenges, and cosmic energies. Lead, governed by Saturn, was associated with death, transformation, and restriction. Dark and heavy, lead symbolized the unrefined, earthly soul bound by limitations, yet holding immense potential for spiritual awakening. Alchemists believed that, just as lead could be transmuted into gold, so too could an individual transcend their limitations and achieve spiritual enlightenment. Mercury, the liquid metal, was associated with the planet Mercury and the god Hermes, both symbols of transition, adaptability, and the crossing of boundaries. Mercury was essential to alchemical work because it was thought to possess the spirit of transformation itself. In a sense, Mercury served as a bridge between the realms of matter and spirit, mirroring the alchemist's role as a mediator between the earthly and divine. Its elusive, shifting form symbolized the necessity of adaptability on the spiritual path and reminded the practitioner that, like Mercury, they must remain fluid and open to change. Copper, the metal of Venus, was revered for its beauty and resonance with love, harmony, and healing. In the alchemical process, copper represented the heart's role in transformation, teaching that true alchemy must involve love, compassion, and harmony within oneself. Copper was often paired with Venusian qualities, believed to attract balance and positivity in one's spiritual work. Alchemists used copper not only as a substance to experiment upon, but as a reminder of the gentler virtues required for transformation. Iron, governed by Mars, symbolized strength, willpower, and action. Its association with weaponry and warfare made it a metal of direct, assertive energy. Alchemists viewed iron's intense, often violent nature as a necessary force for breaking down old forms to make way for new growth, embodying the discipline required to cut through obstacles on the path to enlightenment. In metallurgy, iron required intense heat to mold, symbolizing the forging of inner strength through adversity and trial. Gold, of course, was the crown jewel of alchemical work, representing not only material wealth, but spiritual perfection and purity. Governed by the sun, gold was a symbol of the highest divine energy, incorruptible and unchanging. Alchemists believed that all metals would, given time, naturally evolve into gold, reaching their purest form. In this sense, gold was more than a goal. It was the divine ideal, the embodiment of enlightenment. Just as alchemists pursued the transformation of lead into gold, they sought to refine themselves, to turn their own spirits from base to noble. In alchemy, the process of refining metals was seen as an outer manifestation of an inner quest. Each chemical reaction symbolized a moment of personal transformation, a shift in consciousness, an insight, a release of old beliefs. Alchemists used the language of metals to encode a map of the spiritual journey, a guide through the stages of purification and awakening. And, while not all alchemists were successful in creating gold, many believed that their true achievement was an internal one, the transmutation of the self. This philosophy of spiritual metallurgy became a foundation for many mystical traditions that followed, including Hermeticism and the Western occult. As we move into modern times, the ancient legacy of metallurgy continues to resonate within the spiritual practices of contemporary magicians and occultists. The intrinsic qualities of metals, cultivated over millennia, now serve as powerful symbols and tools in the ongoing exploration of the mystical and the divine. In modern occult practices, each metal is not just valued for its physical properties, but is imbued with specific spiritual meanings that influence how they are used in ritual and magic. Gold, with its radiant luster, remains synonymous with divine energy and illumination. Practitioners often use gold in talismans and ceremonial tools, believing that its presence attracts prosperity and spiritual clarity. The notion of gold as a bridge to the divine reflects an understanding that material wealth is but a reflection of spiritual abundance. Silver, revered for its reflective qualities, plays a significant role in rituals focused on intuition and emotional healing. Its association with lunar energies makes it an essential metal for practitioners who seek to enhance their psychic abilities or connect with feminine energies. Silver chalices, for example, are commonly used in rituals to amplify the practitioner's intentions, drawing on its ability to mirror and amplify spiritual energy. Iron, revered for its strength and resilience, symbolizes protection and the will to overcome adversity. In modern witchcraft, iron tools are often employed in protective spells, with practitioners invoking the metal's powerful energies to shield against negative influences. Iron's role in the forging of weapons historically extends into the metaphysical realm, where it represents the courage needed to confront inner and outer demons. Copper, with its warm glow and association with Venus, embodies love and harmony. In contemporary practices, it is often used in rituals aimed at attracting positive relationships and fostering compassion. Copper pendulums and charms are popular tools for divination and healing, believed to facilitate a connection to the heart's desires and emotional truths. Moreover, the modern witch's tool set often reflects a deep-seated connection to the elemental aspects of metals. Ritual objects, whether they be knives, cauldrons, or athames, are crafted with intention, their very forms embodying the energies of the metals they are made from. Each tool becomes an extension of the practitioner's will, a conduit for channeling energy into the material world. The use of metals in modern occult practices is not merely about their physical attributes. It is a testament to an ongoing dialogue with ancient wisdom. Contemporary practitioners view their work as an extension of the alchemical journey, a quest for transformation, both personally and cosmically. Each metal used in ritual becomes a reflection of the practitioner's inner landscape, embodying their aspirations, challenges, and spiritual evolution. Furthermore, modern magicians often engage in the practice of creating their own ritual tools, imbuing them with personal significance through the act of craftsmanship. This process of creation mirrors the ancient methods of metallurgy, where the act of forging metal was not just a physical undertaking, but a spiritual rite, connecting the artisan to the elemental forces of the universe. In this way, the symbolism of metals serves as a bridge between ancient practices and modern spirituality. It reminds practitioners that just as metals undergo transformation in the crucible, so too does the human spirit.
And so, metals remain at the heart of mystical traditions, guides, protectors, and reflections of ourselves. Through these ancient symbols of transformation, we're reminded that we, too, can be refined and perfected. The question that lingers is this: as we continue to shape and be shaped by these powerful elements, what divine potential might still lie within us, waiting to be forged? If you found this video enlightening, please like, subscribe, and share with others who might be interested in exploring the historical developments of metals as they pertain to spiritual and occultic traditions. Also, consider supporting the Dark Primordial by visiting our Etsy and Shopify stores. There you'll find a curated selection of handcrafted witchcraft and pagan accessories to enhance your own spiritual practice. From hand-poured candles to intricately painted talismans, each item is imbued with intention and power. Until next time, may you become one with your own abyss.